T-side tower, this is Golf, Lima Foxtrot Sierra Juliet on Sun 13 apron with information Charlie. Request radio check, clearance and taxi.
Golf Lima Foxtrot Sierra Juliet, T-side tower, readability 5, information Charlie, stand 13, hold position, after departure right turn, clear to leave controlled airspace, on track Stocksley, VFR, not above altitude 1,500 feet, squawk 7030.
7030. After departure, runway 25, right turn, clear to leave the controlled airspace, VFR not above altitude 1,500 feet, and the squawk is 7030, Golf Sierra Juliet.
Golf Sierra Juliet, correct hold position.
Holding position, Golf Sierra Juliet.
Fraction 931 Whiskey, contact T-side radar 118.855.
118.855, fraction 931 Whiskey, thank you.
Right. Golf Sierra Juliet, taxi holding point Charlie, runway 05, QNH 1007.
Taxi holding point Charlie and runway 05, QNH 1007, Golf Sierra Juliet.
Okay.
So, 05. And we put air into the cabin.
This is a heat. Yeah, there's only heat. I'll give you a bit of demist if you like. Okay, once we get airborne, 500 feet, do after takeoff checks and then turn towards the windmills, out to the west there, towards Stokesley. Just like some people do full rudder checks when they're leaving. Full rudder checks are here, not there.
Okay.
Because it's difficult enough to get out of there without hitting something, let alone doing all this other stuff as well.
Weather is warm, I would keep this.
Yeah, it's too warm though, isn't it? 20 degrees, yeah.
Golf Sierra Juliet holding a Charlie ready for departure.
Golf Sierra Juliet via Charlie, runway 05, surface wind 0 degrees, 8 knots, cleared, takeoff.
Cleared to take off, Golf Sierra Juliet.
Alright. Takeoff brief then, your takeoff. Just like you've always done before. Any problems will either brake to a halt or we'll land on the end of the runway or take a field. We won't come back to the airfield unless we're up at circuit height.
That is just a
hawk, yeah, we'll have to watch out for him. And don't stop flying the aeroplane at any stage unless I positively take control.
Okay. Rotate.
See the windmills?
Yes.
Yeah, just go to the right of the windmills. And that's all the Stokesley area, which is where I asked to go, so.
Golf Sierra Juliet, contact radar 118.855.
Contact radar 118.855, Golf Sierra Juliet.
So you've not been out of the circuit for a while, so I'll just show you roughly what to say. Everybody says something slightly different. It mustn't go above 1500 till he's cleared us. Okay, so level out about 1400. T-side radar, good afternoon. It's Golf Lima Foxtrot Sierra Juliet, maintaining 1300 feet, maximum 1500, 7030 to Stokesley.
Golf Lima Foxtrot Sierra Juliet, T-side radar, climb VFR, basic service outside controlled airspace.
Climb VFR, basic outside controlled airspace, Golf Sierra Juliet. Okay, so we can climb now.
Okay.
It's just because of the controlled airspace above us, so we have to have a positive clearance.
So we climb to...
Yeah, we don't want to go too far. Try about 3,000 feet, see what it looks like.
Okay.
Cool, Okie dokie, so have a look under the nose every 1,000. Yeah, good stuff. Find when we level out at 3, I'll check the T's and P's on 500. But you'll find the compass is a bit misset, and the reason for that is that you aligned it on here as you were rolling out onto the runway. The problem with that is that there's quite a lot of acceleration. So if you think about it, when we're pointing down the runway, the heading should be about 050. So whilst we're getting that sorted, the other things we tend to forget as well is Frida checks. Now we're at the circuit, so start with a bit of carb heat, fuel, yeah, radio, yeah, engine, yeah, DI we've just talked about, yeah. Altimeter still on the QNH, and carb heat goes off. We'll leave all the lights on because we're going to be going round and round in circles. There's quite good lights on this airplane. Right, here we go. I haven't done advanced turns in this aeroplane for ages, so let's just see if that's about right. So that there is the attitude for a 45 degree bank turn. Notice the altimeter's not moving? Yeah. And we need some power to hold the speed. So we need to be holding at least 90, 95 knots is the idea, but sometimes you'll need almost full power. Okay. Okay. Rudder to balance, and the aircraft just goes round and round in corners. Yeah. Alright, now it's important to keep the back pressure on. Just feel the back pressure that I've got on there. Quite a lot of back pressure, yeah, to hold that attitude. And it's important that we keep the lookout attitude instrument scan going. Right, that's about 45 degrees, you can see on the digit there. Yeah. Alright. So you have control. You just maintain that turn for me.
Golf Bravo Romeo Delta Oscar Seaside radar, climb VFR, report your levels.
2,500.
Golf Delta Oscar Roger, what's your passing altitude?
1,500.
Golf Delta Oscar, basic service.
So once you've got the attitude out the front, just quickly glance. Let's see.
Roger, copy, go,
Alright, I have control?
You have control.
Alright, if you hit your weight like that, it means you've held nice and level. Okay, if you overbank the aeroplane, just follow me through now, and you let the nose drop like that. Follow me through, Mo. And you drop the nose. If you try and pull the nose up now, we just basically go into a spiral dive, don't we? Yeah. So what you must do is you must roll off the bank, reset the attitude, and then roll on the bank again like that. Again, please. You want to do that again? Okay. So if I don't concentrate on the nose attitude and I let the nose drop, like this, follow me through? Yes. Follow me through, the nose has dropped. Yes. If I now, because I've overbanked, if I now try and pick the nose up, it'll just go into a steaming dive. Yeah. So I must roll the bank off, reset the attitude, and then roll the bank on again. Okay. To maintain. Alright. Okay. Any questions? No. Alright. Yeah. You can relax.
T153, we are complete on task now and making our way back towards East Midlands. Police 153, roger.
Not a brilliant attitude outside, but just about good enough. Alright, so we found out then that the angular bank we need 45 is 45. We've also found out that we need power. We've also found out that we need to put bank angle on. And we need to have a little bit of rudder to keep in balance. So let's just go up to 3,500. So what I'm going to do now is actually teach you the entry. The entry is basically incorporates all of those. Now, we don't need all of that back pressure until we go through about 30 degrees. If we put the back pressure on too early, we'll start to climb. You don't want to do that. So again, start off nice and steady.
Police 153,
sorry, trim's down here on this one, isn't it?
3.380.
Trimmed about 90, 95 knots. And then we start with a really good lookout all the way around. Remember, we're going to end up pointing in that direction pretty quick as well. You can't look over the top in this aeroplane, it's just one of those things. Okay, follow me through. Okay, so we roll in, we look out of the nose, we don't look at the instruments. As soon as we get to about 30 degrees, we start some back pressure and we put some power on. And we hold like that. And we just hold it. I haven't looked at the instruments yet. And now I'm looking at the instruments, what's happening? I've climbed a little bit, so the nose is a little bit too high. So I go out the front and I reset the nose attitude. And then hold the back pressure. Speed, about right, it's probably about the right amount of power. And now we're maintaining again. Look out, attitude, instruments. Climbing just a little bit, so maybe I've just put on a bit too much back pressure. Look out, attitude, instruments. Have I got the right amount of bank on? Just about. Look out, attitude, instruments. So what I'm looking for is a nice steady, not necessarily exactly where you started, because that will come later. Alright, happy with that?
Yeah.
Okay, you can relax. Stokesley. Okay. Makes you really dizzy this, doesn't it? Okay, so again, 3,800. If you end up losing a bit of height on the first couple of practices, just hold the height that you get to.
Yeah, okay.
Don't try and get back up again. That comes a little bit later. Alright. You have control.
I have control.
So make sure she's nicely trimmed out first. Really good look out.
Shall I pass this cloud then?
Turn before, it'll be fine, yeah.
Okay.
You can imagine where the horizon is.
Okay.
That's about the altitude you want, Anna.
Look out,
keep looking at
altitude.
Yeah, look out, attitude, put it back where it should be if it's moved, and then adjust if necessary. So you're only really looking at the instruments every second or third one. It's really look out, attitude, instruments, look out, attitude, instruments. You got it. That's it, well done, now control. This is the exit. The exit, we basically have to undo everything, but if we don't release the back pressure, when we go through 30 degrees, the aircraft will balloon. That's our wake, which means we've been doing it nice and... So basically, follow me through. Let's get to a decent horizon for you. So, we roll out a little bit of rudder, 30 degrees, we release the back pressure, take the power back, sound and feel, and then we hold. We shouldn't need to trim, because we didn't trim to go into it. There shouldn't be much trim. And then we check everything. Attitude, instrument, speed, everything's in the right place. It's all done on visual attitude. Okay. Alrighty. It should be nicely steady there. When I give you control, I want you to enter all the way around, roll out on this cloud if you can remember where it is.
Okay.
You have control?
I have control.
Right, so another good look out. It's important to check behind the wing because that's where we're going to end up really quickly. Okay, so here we go. Okay, looking at the attitude, there comes the back pressure, there comes the power. instruments. Sure we're balanced, look out. Attitude. Look out, and attitude. There we go. Going to roll out on that cloud again. So anticipate, a little bit of rudder to balance. Back pressure comes off as soon as we go through 30. And then the power. No trim required because we didn't trim to start with. Any questions? Nope. Your control. Give me one of those please, all the way around until you're pointing back here.
Okay. Going right.
Don't forget to do the lookout mode. Ooh, we hit our wake. Okay, don't forget the power. And then we check the downgoing wing as well. Okay, very good. Now you saw, don't let go. I haven't taken control yet. Remember the takeoff brief? Alright, why don't you do one to the left, see how that goes.
Okay.
Make sure you do a good lookout, all the way around.
Look out. And then keep the nose to the horizon. Power. Look out. Altitude. Then instruments.
Yeah, so primarily we're looking at the attitude. We're just checking the instruments to make sure we got it right.
The power a bit down.
Alright, set the downgoing wing, very good, I have control?
You have control.
Okay. Right, good, so that's 45-degree turns left and right. Look out, attitude, look out, attitude, look out, attitude, instruments. Adjust the attitude if necessary. If you do it like that, it'll stop you staring at the instruments quite as much. Alright, let's have a look at something else, which is if we overcook the turn and put too much spank on, and then think, oh, we're descending and pull the nose up, the danger, particularly if we've not put enough power on, is that we're going to stall the aeroplane. Okay? Because I'm going to demonstrate to this, I'm going to do the Hazel check. So the height is good to recover. We'll just go away from the high ground.
Seaside, good afternoon.
Recover by 3,000 feet above. The airframe was clean. Security is good. Nothing's moving around. Engine, T's and P's are good. And it's worth throwing a quick check in anyway once you've been going round and round a long time.
5 miles. Descend to
Okay, lookout's going to come in a minute, and a location A, B, C, C, D. Active airfields, built-up areas, controlled airspace, cloud danger areas. We're free of all of those. Okay.
Okay.
So let's try one to the left first. So let's say we've rolled in. Just follow me through. I put a little bit of balance on.
Yeah.
And I'm deliberately just forgetting to put the power on. So there's 45 degrees. And I'm looking at an attitude. See, the speed is reducing, but I've forgotten about that. So then I end up with a slightly low nose attitude. And I'm thinking, how can I get around this? Trouble with this aeroplane is it's too powerful. So the nose drops.
Golf Sierra, Yankee, Lima, Lima, Teesside radar, are you squawking?
And as soon as I feel anything like Buffett,
Yeah.
I immediately, and there it is, I immediately just reduce the back pressure, roll off the attitude, and then continue around.
Okay.
Okay?
Reduce back pressure, roll off, and then continue.
Yeah, immediately you reduce the back pressure because that's like an incipient stall. So remember when you did the recovery from the incipient stage, you just move the control column a little bit forward. Okay, so if you just feel like that, then just remove the back pressure and the stall goes away. But you must do that before you try and pick the wing up. Danger otherwise, sorry, you can relax. The danger if you don't do that is that you go into a full stall. So if I hadn't recovered at that stage and I went into the full stall, what do you think the recovery would be like then?
The recovery will be rudder opposing the spiral moving and then putting power.
Houston 01, descend to
yeah, okay. So basically it's a full stall recovery. So if you don't get rid of the buffet by immediately reducing the back pressure, then the danger is the aircraft could go into a full stall, and because we're already banked, it could literally go on its back. So that says you do the full standard stall recovery, which is stick centrally forward until the buffet stops, whilst applying full power. Yeah, hold the attitude when the buffet stops, and then roll and pitch. Okay? Yeah. It's really important that you recognise the difference between maintaining the turn, just with a little bit like that, or a little bit of turbulence, maybe the speed just bounce up and down a little bit, that's fine, but anything more than that, you have to do the standard stall recovery.
Okay.
Which means spinning the turn.
Yes.
Okay. Right, so I don't want you to practice that, I just want you to learn the symptoms, or sign of the symptoms. Right, so why would we need to do a steep turn as opposed to a medium turn? It's a rhetorical question. Now, the reason we teach it to you is that if, for instance, an aircraft suddenly appeared on the nose and I needed to turn, that is the quickest way to change direction.
13458 Poison 01, leaving.
Yeah.
So that's why you need to know how to do it. Academic steep turns, advanced turners is fine.
If an airplane coming in front of us, shouldn't we turn right?
Depends on where he is exactly. Okay, but let's say he was there and he was coming down our left-hand side, then of course I can do that. A little bit of rudder to balance and pull. Now this is where you're going to stall the aircraft. Alright, and this is why we teach you stalling the turn, to release the back pressure, because at the end of the day there's no point changing direction if you stall the aircraft, spin it and then die anyway. Alright, so that's the idea. So that's why we teach advanced turning. It's not just an academic thing in itself. You're very rarely going to go round at 45 degrees for any other reason than an academic turn to prove you can do it, but also to gain your skills and confidence that you can change direction really quickly without stalling the aircraft.
Okay.
Alright. So that's the justification behind, because some people say, what the bloody hell are we doing this for? Why are we doing advanced turns? Why don't I just fly around at 30 degrees all the time? So that's the reason. Okay, so the other problem with advanced turning is if you get steep nose down. Okay, so let's just put a bit of RB on. We can do a 45 degree turn gliding, which I'm going to show you now. I'll get you to practice in a sec. So there's the 45 degrees. There. Now notice that at 45 degrees the speed will come up. Yeah. Because basically we're in a spiral dive now. And if I get the speed back to the gliding attitude, why would you want to do a gliding? Well, maybe you're going down a very small hole in a cloud and the airport's underneath and you can't see it. Okay, the other thing you can do, of course, is let the speed rise, but keep the 45 degrees on. Look at the rate of descent. Okay, so you need to be very careful you're not going to get close to the ground really quickly. And again, follow me through. The way to get out of this power is roll, pitch. Speed's coming under control. Full power nose on the horizon. Okay? Always roll, always pitch. If you've already got the throttle closed, then it's already closed. But if the throttle is high, which is what I'm going to show you in a minute. So you can do a steep descending turn with the throttle open, or let's say half throttle. So have a look at this. So that's 45 degrees. We're going down quite fast, aren't we?
Yes.
If I try and roll and pitch now this time, so what I do is I get rid of the throttle, then I roll, then I pitch. Otherwise the speed gets out
Oh,
really high.
Yeah.
Right. And as you know from your studying, if the speed goes above that white arc, you're not allowed to use full control movement, which is sort of what you
Full
want to do.
damage to the aircraft, yeah.
So it's important if the speed is high because you're doing it with a lot of throttle.
3 Golf Lima Lima.
It's important that you get rid of the power before you roll and pitch.
Altitude 3,000 fan feet, yours.
There's absolutely no way you'll stall at 120 knots unless you really pull hard. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just get you to go into a steep descending turn and just practice the recovery.
Okay.
So, you have control?
I have control.
We'll just do a quick Frida check before we do this, shall we?
Okay. Shall I ascend in altitude?
No, it's okay, we'll be fine, we're not going to go down that far.
Okay.
You happy with fuel, radio, engine, T's and P's?
Yeah, I can change the fuel to the left.
Yeah, good idea. But don't do that until you put the pump on.
Oops.
So we'll leave it on now. Okay. Okay, right, so take about mid-power. In fact, no, let's do an idle power one first. Okay, so if you now lower the nose, go into the turn, make you do a lookout for...
Contact T-side 119.805.
119.805 Golf Lima Lima, thanks.
And that's it, speed's coming up. Notice the rate of descent's quite high. Keep her coming down, keep her coming down. And let's say you found your hole, you found where you're going, so we now roll.
Pitch. And then
Power.
power.
Oh yeah, carbines come away. Okay, alright.
Yeah.
80 knots on the speed. Right, try one with a bit of power now then. So if you go to the right now, so just leave the power where it is, put on the bank, let the nose drop. And this time when you recover,
I'll take off the power.
power, yeah. Okay, recover now. So don't be afraid, that's it. And now put the power on.
Yeah.
Okay, I have control.
You have control.
So don't be afraid to roll the aircraft, Mo.
Okay.
So if we're down like this, and the nose is really low, follow me through, follow me through, follow me through.
Yeah.
Okay, roll, pitch,
Okay.
hold. Yeah, a little bit faster than you're doing.
Okay.
And you can help the roll with a little bit of rudder to balance. Alright, pretty good. That is advanced turning. Any questions?
Thank you. No, it's first time I'm doing it, and everything is clear and logic makes sense.
Okay, so the three major points really are fly the attitude, check the instruments. As you're getting better and better at it, you'll put exactly the right attitude and you'll hardly have to change anything. It's in the early days, it's a little bit more difficult to remember exactly what the attitude is. It's almost look out, attitude, look out, attitude, look out, attitude, then check the instruments. So try not to check the instruments too many times. We're looking for the technique, not the accuracy. The accuracy will come.
Okay.
Alright. Remember, if you overcook it and you pull the stick back and you get a, just release the back pressure straight away and you can continue in the turn.
Yeah.
Otherwise it's standard stall recovery.
Okay.
And those other ones we've been doing there, the descending turns at high speed. If you've got idle power, fine. If you've not, get rid of the throttle, roll, pitch, get the roll going, balance with a little bit of rudder. If you roll the wings with a little bit of rudder to balance, it'll roll a lot quicker. Because obviously the rudder's helping you going. Obviously don't stamp on the rudder, but... Alright.
Okay.
So here we are at Stokesley again. Let's check the 8-ish, shall we? Yeah, so we don't want to come off, we don't want to come off here, so both is fine.
Time 1620. Runway in use 05. Sir?
Okay, so we need to rejoin, so we need to talk to him before we get to the boundary, and the boundary is the windmills here, so...
Okay.
radar Golf Lima Foxtrot Sierra Julia, ready for recovery. You have information Delta 05.
Golf Lima Foxtrot Sierra Julia, please enter control airspace VFR Delta 05, correct. QFE 1003.
Clear to enter controlled airspace 051003, the QFE Golf Sierra Julia. Right, so put the altimeter 00, you can do that one as well if you want, but put it on straight.
Contact T-side tower 119.805.
118.805, Golf Sierra Julia, thanks, good night. Right, so there's the tower, and all we need to say now is rejoining from Stokesley, so Tower Golf Lima Foxtrot Sierra Juliet, join from Stokesley 051003.
Golf Lima Foxtrot Sierra Juliet, Teesside Tower, join the report right base, runway 05, QFE correct.
Join report right base 05, Golf Sierra Juliet. Okay, got 1003 on, lovely, can you see the airfield now? So this is Stockport, Middlesbrough, this is Darlington behind, the airport's between Darlington and Stockport. You should just be able to see the EasyJets.
Yes,
you got it?
Yes.
Okay, so 05 is this direction, so we're joining right base. Okay?
Okay.
You have control?
I have control.
So we've got enough time to do, this is your first rejoin for ages, isn't it? So have to think about how you're going to do it. So we're going to join right base, which is over there somewhere.
Okay.
So we're not joining downwind, so we don't want to be anywhere near to downwind. So if needs be, just turn away a little bit. Generally speaking, if it's a right-hand circuit and you keep the airfield on the right and do right-hand turns, then the chances are you'll get into the pattern.
Okay.
That's the way I like to think about it. So when we get to right base, which is a little while, we need to be down at 1,000 feet. So a slow descent from here is helpful. And obviously we're looking out for aircraft, and she might tell us if there's any other aircraft. I don't think there are today, so. And then in this aircraft, the earlier you do your landing checks, the better, really. It's just like being downwind now, isn't it?
I'll do it now then.
Yeah.
The landing gear is fixed. Brakes off. By the aircraft. Primer and unlocked. Ignition on both. By the aircraft. Mixture rich. Carburetor. I'll place the pump on. It's on already.
Yeah.
And landing lights are on.
The carb heat, yeah.
And then
harness
and hatches secure.
Okay, so the important thing is not get too close to the airfield, so you don't want to infringe anybody that's going downwind. Like your opposite number, Mohammed El Sanri doing his circuit console. That's it. So right base starts some sort of down here somewhere. So at this stage we can look for our 500 foot point, which is the farms we know and love.
Yeah.
And if we've forgotten where they are, a runway's length or 45 degrees from the end of the downwind leg, the downwind threshold works really well. So I'll let you take it from here.
Okay.
The only difference is you call right base when you get onto right base.
So shall I call ready for base?
No, you don't have to call ready. She's cleared you to right base for 05, so.
Okay. We'll just call final.
No, just call right base. So you're
Golf
not
Sierra Juliet
you're
right
not,
base.
Yeah, you're not ready for base. You are at right base.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shall I call?
Yeah, just call. Just say Golf Sierra Juliet right base 05.
Yeah. Golf Sierra Juliet right base 05.
Sierra Juliet, number 1, report final.
Number 1 report final, Golf Sierra Juliet.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all she wants.
Golf Sierra Juliet final.
Golf Sierra Juliet, runway 05, surface wind 360 degrees, 6 knots, clear to land.
Here to land, Golf Sierra Juliet. Carburetor should be on.
It's okay, we can turn it off now, we're not getting airborne again, are we?
Okay, Juliet, vacate left, Bravo, taxi, stand 13.
Vacate left, Bravo, stand 13, Golf Sierra Juliet.
Yeah, she wasn't very clear, was she?
Last time when I was doing the solo, the aircraft behind me, I used to fly it.
Okay.
Golf Hotel Romeo.
Yeah.
He was fast. I didn't have this in my mind, the stress that he's pushing me, you know.
Yeah.
So I just be myself.
Well, if you're number one, you're number one. I mean,
Yeah.
you can help people out, but there's no point landing fast or anything like that.
I didn't do that. I just land, you know, the way I've been taught, and I was relaxed, and then she had to tell him to go around.
Yeah, well, it's up to him to slow down behind you. Pretty good, right, so what do we need? We don't need the flaps, we don't need the fuel pump.
And this should
exactly,
be...
yeah. I do ATPL, alignment off the runway, T transponder, P the pitot, we never had it on, and L is the landing lights. Don't need the wing lights on, maybe just the nose light. You can leave them all on if you want, but